Namaskar and welcome to Changemakers. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh. We are all familiar with the saying, water is life. It is not an exaggeration. Water is truly at the center of our personal needs, community requirements and industrial purposes. But the challenge is fresh water resources are limited. Drinking water supply is even less, and the difficult truth is that these water resources are shrinking. Today, let's talk about innovative water solutions. Did you know more than 2 billion people across the world have to survive in regions that are under high water stress? Some 300,000 children under the age of 5 die every year because of waterborne diseases. These figures should disturb us, even if we have clean water supply to our homes and housing societies. Access to clean water is a basic human right. There are change makers among us whose innovations have the transformative potential to tackle the water crisis. From unique water purifiers to state-of-the-art smart water meters to discovering new sustainable sources of water altogether. Our changemakers are playing an important role in improving access, affordability and management of water resources. Our first change maker is Untitled Solutions. Based in Mumbai, Anjan Mukherjee and Piyul Mukherjee founded Untitled in 2017. Untitled is a pure science-led technology company working to provide safe, microbe-free water to the underprivileged and underserved areas, eliminating waterborne diseases. Maji, the reactor, is a unique device to provide safe water for those who use borewell hand pumps. Kinetic energy of the water is converted to cavitation bubbles, which when collapses creates shock waves to kill microbes instantly. The reactor requires no consumables, no electricity, no chemicals, no filters or membranes, no maintenance or supervision, and with a one-time fitting, it ensures 99% efficacy against microbial contamination and helps eliminate waterborne diseases like diarrhea, cholera and typhoid. It requires no behavioral change in its usage and is totally environmentally friendly. It is geography agnostic device for usage all over the world. Our next change maker is Maitri Aquatech. Based in Hyderabad, the innovation-driven company was founded by Ramakrishna Mukaveli in 2016. As a child, deeply moved by his mother's struggle to fetch water from long distances, Ramakrishna seeks to transform access to water for everyone. The prime product, Meghdut, means messenger of the sky in Sanskrit. It harvests 100% microbe-free potable water from water vapor present in the air around us. Meghdut is capable of generating clean, potable water from air. No groundwater supply is needed. No surface water is required. It is decentralized, affordable, sustainable, rapidly deployable and highly scalable water solution. The process mimics the natural rain cycle. It is one of the world's first atmospheric water generation solution with customized mineral dosing. Maitri Aquatech is further exploring opportunity of operating Meghdut using battery technology that will be charged using renewable energy. Maitri Aquatech solution to global water problem is sustainable, scalable, affordable, environmental friendly and essentially the future of water in the world. Our third change maker, Kritsnam Technologies, works towards data-driven water management. Based in Hyderabad, Kritsnam was founded in 2015 by K. Sriharsha, Prudvi Sagar, Vinay Chattaraju and Neeraj Rai with a vision for global water security. The flagship product, Dhara Smart, is a tool for water managers that is designed to save water and save money. The overuse and abuse of groundwater is now threatening the future of our country. The problem inspired the team to create a unique solution. Dhara Smart enables to project an overall water budget plan for organizations and then track their actual water usage with reference to that plan. It helps them identify gaps, potential weaknesses, and eventually lead to take corrective actions. Combining IoT, data analytics, and SaaS platforms for the first time into a unified live water auditing tool, Dhara Live is a next-generation digital water management application designed to save water using the power of data. It has already saved more than 1 million liters of water by allowing business managers to track their water usage trends, receive alerts, and download reports in real time. Those were some amazing innovations. Let's now meet our changemakers and learn more about their work and vision. Let me welcome Anjan Mukherjee, founder Untitled Solutions, Ramakrishna Mukaveli, founder Maitri Aquatech, and K. Harsha, founder Kritsnam Technology. We saw your inspiring stories. A warm welcome to Changemakers. First, I'd like to learn from you as innovators working in the area of water management and solutions. How do you assess the kind of water crisis or water challenge facing our society now and decades ahead? Anjan, if I can begin with you.
The first thing which all of us know, and it's a given, is water is absolutely basic for our survival. For something which is as basic as water, it is mind-boggling to think that 2 billion people in the world don't have access to safe water. That is almost 1 in 3.5. It's totally a shattering thought. In a scenario like this, if people start wasting water, then it is totally criminal. And that's what should be totally stopped. Water should not be wasted. And the way to probably go about it is, have a penal something to it so that people are aware of it.
Right. Mr. Ramakrishna, if I can come to you, your perspective, sir, about the magnitude of the challenge that the world is facing at the moment as far as water is concerned.
See, India today, if you try to connect India to the world, India have got almost 18% of the world population and 4% of the water resources. And we were having almost 1800 meter cube per capita water availability in 2000. Now it is less than 1400. So what is happening is the water is coming down, the availability of the water is coming down. On the other hand, the population is increasing, the consumption is increasing, the lifestyle because of that, the food habits of livestock, and the whole thing, we are increasing almost every aspect, the consumption of water. On the other hand, the groundwater and the surface water availability is coming down, and whatever little surface water is available is also getting contaminated. If you see globally also, apart from Africa, MENA region, which were anyway traditionally known to have some challenges, the West today is also going through a severe drought, unheard of. Last 500 years they have not seen. We have never heard of. And West was always in a denial mode that this is, water crisis is always for East and not for the West. But today, it's a level playing field for everybody in terms of water challenges. It's almost everybody has a challenge. So it's so serious and so big that we have to have something which will complement the existing sources of water to address both water and food security challenges.
Right. And Harsha, coupled with climate change challenges, your perspective on the water crisis facing our societies as we speak.
So Anjan sir and Ramakrishna sir has already covered the significant points. As we see the surface waters are being polluted, the groundwater is being depleted. The access of fresh water to the majority of the population with less than 100 rupees a day who cannot afford the costing of the water. They all depend on freshwater resources for their survival. Now, because of the way that we are managing water resources very poorly, we are threatening the access of fresh water to the majority of the Indians, which is a very it's a sinful act that as a country that we are going towards. So I think it becomes responsibility of every citizen to become aware of the situation and start acting on it right now, not tomorrow. Because we're already there, threatening the fundamental right of majority of the Indians. So yeah, I think the crisis is here. It's not somewhere in the future.
If you can now talk about your specific innovations and enterprises, Anjan, if I can come to you and we talk about Tech Solutions, we are flooded with water purifier options in the market, but they target very specific privileged sections of the society. But what you've done is you've, in a way, revolutionized drinking water solution for the masses. Tell us a little more about the science and the journey of your innovation.
My reactor is basically made for the underprivileged in certain areas who have no access to potable water apart from what the hand pump can give. In the cities, we take for granted that bottled water is available, and if you see any place or anyone, it's they are carrying a bottle of water with them at all times. Whereas in the rural areas, where 60 to 70% of the people live, they have no such access to safe water. So what we have done is we have created this reactor which does not require absolutely any consumables, no chemicals, no electricity, no filters, no membranes, actually, and no maintenance. So once you fit it in a borewell hand pump, you will for life get safe water. And since there is no operating cost and no maintenance, and it is absolutely totally environmentally friendly with no behavioral change required, it can really be a game changer for the health of India. And the science is, what we have done is we have actually used biomimicry to create this reactor. There is a particular organism called the snapping shrimp, which kills its prey by sending a bubble, which when collapses, it sends a shock waves and lacerates the microorganism. We have used exactly the same principle. It's a very simple physics principle which we have used, and very happy to say that it is working fine. We've already impacted more than 1 million people all over India, and the cost of water comes to 0.001 paisa per liter, and that's what it is. It's like it's free, and that's just the capital. We apportion the capital cost.
Truly amazing work, Anjan. But also, what has been the response of people in villages and smaller towns? I'm talking about people who are principal beneficiaries of your innovation. And considering we're talking about a drinking water solution which has such an important health impact as well, what responses have you got from people who use your product?
It is absolutely amazing. Wherever it's being fitted, which, we have just impacted just 1 million. India is a population of 1.4 billion. So we have not even scratched the surface. So people don't test water, but the incidence of diarrhea and all these type of waterborne diseases has come down dramatically. That's one. The other thing is, since the water becomes slightly different, in the sense it becomes slightly softer, the dal and the rice cooks better, and water is so basic that you and me can probably live with a slightly polluted water, but what happens to the infants, the kids? What is the impact on them? And from the official government sources, the statistics which comes out of infant mortality because of diarrhea is absolutely shocking.
Right, absolutely. Mr. Ramakrishna, if I can come to you and talk about Maitri Aquatech. Air to water technology may come across for many of us like science fiction, but you've not just sort of given it a sustainable shape, you've also made it available for public use now. Tell us a little more, sir, about the innovation that you've brought about in your journey through it?
Yeah. See, if you really see, at any given point of time, there is 13 billion meter cube of water available in the atmosphere, which get replenished 41 times. And at any given time, the water available in the atmosphere in the tank, like in the form of vapor, is more than all the rivers in the world put together. So we have more water in the atmosphere. And on the other hand, we are struggling with the depleting groundwater, contaminated surface water. So we always felt that there should be some technology which will make life better on planet Earth. Even the tagline of Maitri is enabling life on Earth. So it's not a human-centric. We have to look at flora and fauna also together. So we have to give what is required is a distributed, scalable, predictable solution of water, which is also affordable. So that's exactly what Maitri did. We built the atmospheric water generator by name Meghdut. That's the brand name of AWG that Maitri built, which actually works on a principle of condensation, and what it does is it sucks the air. There's a fan, we suck the air, there's the air filter, which will remove all the suspended particles that are there in the air. And then there is the evaporator coils and all that. And then at the temperature of the incoming air comes down to a point of dew point where the water gets separated and the air goes back into the atmosphere. And then there are multiple levels of 6-7 levels of filtration, which make the water one of the most potable water available in the on surface of the earth. Actually, it's better than many other available bottled water. And there is a zero wastage. So what we do is what Maitri did is not only telling the world that there's so much of water is available in the atmosphere, but we also built the scale, and we started giving this water in the public system, communities and all that. Yeah.
Right. And so with our surface water, with our groundwater resources really in crisis, drying up, what you're doing is you're harnessing a new source of water altogether. And I think what is most special is how portable this sort of innovation can be, and it can have widespread implications and applications. The fact that you don't need an input water supply in a traditional sense makes it so portable. How do you think you can sort of make use of that particular aspect of your technology to help people access water?
The best part of this technology is being distributed. So we can put and it's a plug and play. So wherever I put the machine, in less than 24 hours, 2 hours, you start getting one of the best possible water. And so it mostly, like if you see, look at the 85% of the diseases globally are waterborne diseases. 50% of the hospital beds are occupied by waterborne. So you can give them a clean, safe drinking water immediately wherever it is required. The woman don't have to walk kilometers to get the water in the area somewhere where there is water stress. So what we are trying to do is make the water available, affordable, and also distributed in a manner that people can have the water wherever they want, unless it's a centralized solutions we are having all over right now. And secondly, it is sustainable. And it is exactly in line with the SDG principle 6, where we are talking about the sustainable water solution. And the new category is getting built. So what is the Honorable Prime Minister vision of having 70 liters per house per person in 2022 requires complementing solutions for existing water. That's what exactly Maitri is doing.
Right. And so just to understand the solution a little better, do you need a particular kind of atmosphere or environment, a more humid place for your product to work, or can it work anywhere? And second part, given that it's a sort of new process, extracting water from the atmosphere, does it have some kind of an impact of the air around us when we extract the water out of it? If you could help us understand.
Man, it's a fantastic question, but generally the boundary conditions for AWG our atmospheric water generator are like it's up to 15 degree temperature and 25 RH relative humidity is required. But then what we do is that whenever we have a lower temperature less than 15 degrees or the RH is even less than 25, sometimes like in a desert, what we do, we also support our existing condensation technology with the desiccant technology from geolets and all that, which will absorb the water when there's a low humidity and all that. So the whole idea is to, even in Uttarakhand, we have a lot of 18 schools are having our machines today because the temperature is low and there's no water. So what happens? We are complementing solution both in terms of condensation technology and desiccant technology, and it works. A combination also works in those areas.
Right, that's amazing work, sir. Harsha, if I can come to you, talk about Kritstam Technologies. It's brilliant, really, how you've established a sort of connection between water crisis and lack of water data and how they're interrelated. Tell us a little more about data-driven solution technology that you've evolved, and how's it helping create something, the term is also new for us, water intelligence.
Right. So the center of our universe, of the entire Kritstam, is the water custodian. So there are these responsible beings in the form of an agricultural farmer or a regulator or a water manager in EHS manager or a maintenance manager in industry or a service manager in a hotel or a simple householder living in an apartment. So there is a sense of responsibility among the people who carry, and these are the ones we term as water custodians. Now, these are the custodians who are going to help our planet to become a better place with respect to water. So our whole aim was to how do we empower these water custodians in doing their own job of water management better. And we realized that the first step for them to do is measurement. Once you start measuring, then you start impacting. For example, one of the EHS managers that we met in one of the, let's say, edible oil producing company near Kanpur, they came to us, they wanted to do the water management by putting water meters at multiple locations. They thought they were extracting around 2.5 lakh liters per day for their industry. But, and they wanted to save that water. When we installed the meters, we realized that out of 3 borewells, we metered 3 borewells out of 6 borewells that they're using, and they're already using 18 lakh liters per day. So there is a general lack of understanding on how much water they're using and what are the avenues of wastage and what are the avenues of conservation. Now, this data that comes out by making the process transparent will give intelligence to these water managers on how to better act, how to conserve, how to plan, to identify the gaps.
Right, Harsha. Also, given that it's a smart water meter, artificial intelligence and other technologies are sort of connected to it. While giving out data, it must also reveal sometimes, if I may say, uncomfortable truths about our water usage habits. From your engagement with customers, with people, from your research, if you could share some insight about what does it say about the manner in which we as people, communities, industries have been using water. What have you observed?
Right. So we have been managing the water for agriculture, smallholder farmers to large industries to hotels, restaurants, and also individual apartments. What we have realized is, in general, if once people start recognizing how much water they're using, 20 to 30% reduction is right away. As of today, we must be monitoring around 100 million liters of water per day, and we see the great importance of knowing this information. Just knowing, not acting anything more. Just knowing how much water they're using. Is making people empowered to reduce around 20 to 30% of water.
Right, that's
See, the avenues of reduction are very evident. Just because you don't know where you're wasting, you just don't act on it. Once they become transparent to you, the avenues have become transparent, you start acting as a responsible citizen or even a concerned individual.
But perhaps, we hope to see the application of your product in a more wide-scale manner, not just your customers, but I think every water usage should go through this sort of a smart meter. And as we move towards the conclusion of this wonderful conversation, as innovators, as people working in the area of water management, how do you see the road ahead, the future, the challenges, the opportunities that lie ahead as far as water management is concerned? Anjan, if you could share your thoughts with us.
Like I started the conversation with, water is so basic. If we don't take care of water, we have no future. So I think that sums up the whole thing. We have no choice.
Right. Ramakrishna ji, your thoughts for the days ahead, road ahead that you see as an entrepreneur and as someone who's so concerned about water management themes?
See, water in isolation is not only subject, it's also related to the food security, it's also related to the life on earth itself. So this 360-degree impact that is there on our life. We have to understand that, and given the shortage today, and it's going to increase with the increase in population or lifestyle or whatever. So where is the solution? And all the while we have built only one technology called RO technology, which is very transactional, which gave a short-term answer. but in the long run, it came at the expense of long-term quality and also shortage of water because it wastes a lot of water. We need a solutions which need not only complement but also don't waste the water and also they are sustainable. So that going forward, not only we have to manage water better, like other speakers have said that they have to manage the water better, they have to give the safe water, but also we have to make sure that we tap the potential of water available in the atmosphere fully and make sure that the world becomes a better place to live.
Right. Harsha, your thoughts about, while there's amazing work that you've done, but the road ahead and the whole ecosystem that you see around you of water management, what are your hopes?
The last 7 years, we've been working with various custodians, like I mentioned, like regulators and farmers, individual householders or industries. We initially thought it was the technology that is missing or the data that is missing and or the data portals or AI-based analytics that is missing. But getting deep into this, what we realized is what is missing is the value for water. And there is no incentive for these custodians to do better in water. Currently, we see the lack of water management in India sustainably is majorly because there is no motivation. The right value of water is not yet realized. Water is free, and people do not perceive the cost of water. So there is never no incentive to make it efficient or better. So I think the road ahead will be in building that incentivization on water management and getting the real value of water out.
On that note, thank you very much, Harsha, Ramakrishna, Anjan. Thank you very much for joining us in Changemakers, sharing your experiences. Our best wishes to your amazing team and the work that they do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was great interacting with the Changemakers. Their solutions, innovations are path-breaking, but they may not be enough to completely solve the water problem. Water is a collective resource and therefore we must take care of it together, collectively. Each of us has to do our bit to save water. Sometimes when the challenge is so big, each of us has to become a change maker. Till we meet again, Namaskar.